Hi, it's Shelley from Client Nectar, and today I'm going to talk to you about charging your worth. Now, a lot of business owners come to me because they are frustrated that they are undercharging for their services. They know that they're not charging what they want to be charging, but they don't know how to raise their prices. And a lot of them feel very frustrated that they are not being rewarded for all their hard work and the effort they are putting in. Maybe you can relate to this yourself. And if you can, then it may be that actually you're afraid of raising your prices because you're worried that if you charge more, that no one will want to work with you, or that people won't be able to afford to work with you. Or perhaps you're worried that actually you don't feel good enough, you don't feel like you deserve to charge more, even though you want to charge more for your services. You've got that kind of feeling of imposter syndrome, like maybe you'll be found out as not being good enough in some way if you start to charge more. Well, I want to say to you that it's really important for you to value your work and to value yourself. And charging what you're worth is all about recognizing your value. And I totally get what you're struggling with because I've been there too. I used to be a therapist, and therapists chronically undercharge for what they do. It's like pandemic within the whole of the therapy world that people don't charge really what they should charge for their work, and most therapists can't really make a living from their work as a result. And so, when I was a therapist, I was charging $70 an hour or £50 an hour, and that was kind of the highest rate. Where I was working, that was like I was charging the highest amount, and yet I still couldn't afford holidays. I couldn't afford to have a pension. I couldn't afford to be able to get a mortgage on the house. And I realised quite quickly, this is not going to work moving forwards. I love my work, but this isn't supporting me. I'm not making enough of a livelihood from what I'm doing. And I knew I had to change something. And I went from charging $70 or £50 an hour to where I am now, a few years later. Well, we're talking quite a few years later, where I now charge $500 an hour. So I've gone through quite a big shift in what I charge, and I teach my clients how to do the same. And so what I'm going to share with you today is just the first step that you need to take if you're undercharging for your services. And this first step that you need to take is to address your mindset, because that shift in what you want to charge has got to start here before it will start happening outside of yourself, and before you can actually charge your clients what you want to charge. And so to make that shift happen, what you need to do is to recognize your value and to realize that the work you do with clients is likely to be priceless to them. And so what you charge really doesn't matter. What matters is that your charge is reflective of that exchange that you are wanting to make with the other person. So you are charging what you're wanting to receive in exchange for your services, and that you are comfortable. It's in balance, basically. That exchange is something that's in balance. That's what's important about how you price your services. Okay, so with that in mind, to start to make the transition at the mindset level to charging more, you need to do some work to start valuing your services. You have to recognize your value. And so an exercise that I recommend that you do is to look back at all of your experiences that have led you to doing the work you're doing today, and to start journaling, even just 5 minutes a day. Journal about the value you bring to your work. So reflect on, all the courses you've taken and how much you've spent on those courses so that you can do the work you're doing today. The hours you've put in learning your field. Maybe you've worked for other people or for other companies to be able to do the work you do today. Look back at all of your own studying that you might have done, or your work actually on the job, as it were, with clients, that it's taken to be able to do the work you're doing today. And write down all of this information, and then start to write down what it is you know that your clients gain from working with you. And now, if you haven't had clients, you've got to do this focused on the value you bring. So, it's not in relation to clients, it's in relation to what do you know that you're going to be able to help your clients solve. And start to write that down. If you have clients or customers, you write down about the value you bring to your work. What have those clients and customers said to you about what's been important to them about that work or that service they've experienced from you? And start to build that positive sense of your value, and start to kind of build it on a heart level, because receiving money is actually about receiving love and receiving into our hearts. And if we can't receive what we're needing, we can't charge what we want, it means that we're not able to receive what we're wanting into our hearts. We're not able to receive our love or needs, having our needs met. Okay. So that is what I want you to do if you are struggling with undercharging for your services. Have a go at that exercise, and of course let me know how you get on. Comment below and let me know what you think. If you've got other techniques that have helped you to overcome undercharging, let me know. Or if you're struggling with undercharging, tell me what that is like as well. All right, bye for now, guys.